Hi, this is Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Okay, now blow.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Do one more time.
All right. You know, I always say on this channel, pay-per-view fights should actually be free. And now the day has come where I'm about to hook you up with an app where you can watch all your pay-per-view events, boxing, UFC, etc. for free. I want to introduce Block TV, the best internet streaming television app out there. They provide over 3,600 channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Stars. They have a massive video on demand library with over 40,000 of the new release movies and the latest TV series. And it also includes DVR. So you're getting all of this for $34.99 a month. And once again, that includes free pay-per-view. So this one right here is a no-brainer, guys, because back in Las Vegas, I was paying damn near $200 a month for my cable. Those days are long gone now. So to get the app, make sure you guys go over to getblocktv.com and put in my promo code and get 30% off your first month. You also get a free month for every friend you refer. The promo code is DBNation. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, it's crazy to think there was a time when Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, they were the most avoided, the most feared fighters in the division. But now the tables have turned, it seems, and they now have more options than the majority of the welterweights in the division. So Terrence Crawford, who's obviously been calling out everyone along with Errol Spence. Of course, Crawford, he wanted the Errol Spence fight right after Errol Spence beat Shawn Porter. But since Errol Spence went after Danny Garcia first, that left Terrence Crawford and Shawn Porter pretty much sitting on a shelf. And it was Shawn Porter who first basically said that he would like the Terrence Crawford fight if he can't get a rematch with Errol Spence. At this time, Terrence Crawford, he said, we're good friends and that fight is not on my short list, meaning he wasn't interested in taking the fight at that point. But he did say if push came to shove, then he would definitely take the fight. He said if it made all the sense in the world, he would take the fight. And he said this on a couple different occasions, so he made it clear that once again, that wasn't priority. That wasn't the fight that he was looking to get. Once again, because he was good friends with Shawn Porter. Once again, this is what he said a while back before the pandemic. Now you fast forward to present day, and it seems like Terrence Crawford has changed his mind because now he's saying that he's willing, very willing, to fight Terrence Crawford next if he doesn't get Pacquiao. Now, of course, they were already talking about him fighting against Yordenis, but now it seems like Yordenis, he may not be interested in taking that fight because he has other options. He can now fight for a vacant, I believe it's the WBA belt, or he can fight Terrence Crawford. And a lot of people believe, at least close sources are telling me, that Yordenis is most likely going to go the WBA route instead of going after Terrence Crawford if he doesn't have to. He'll end up probably fighting against Mikey Garcia for that vacant strap, but it still depends right now. So once again, if Yordenis doesn't take the Terrence Crawford fight and Crawford doesn't get the Manny Pacquiao fight, Crawford said he will take the Shawn Porter fight if that's the fight that Shawn Porter will pursue or wants to pursue. Matter of fact, let me quote exactly what he had to say. That's a good fight. If that's the fight he wants to pursue, we can talk about it, and so be it. I don't duck no fighter. I never turn down no fighters, so I won't stop now. My whole thing was I'm looking for the titles. I'm trying to become undisputed. Me and Shawn are good friends. My whole thing was before he lost to Errol Spence, there was no mention of let's have a unification fight or nothing. So I feel some type of way about that. It don't matter. We all gotta fight each other. I wanna fight everybody, end quote. Now, I didn't quote the whole article, but Terrence Crawford, he then talks about how he's also willing to fight in a fanless arena, even if it's to take a pay cut. Because before, he said, if I got to fight in a fanless arena and I'm going to have to take a pay cut, then I'd rather not fight at all and just wait until the whole pandemic is over. Which I said to you guys, we don't know how long this pandemic is going to last, so I don't know how long Terrence Crawford is willing to sit on the shelf. But he cleared that up. he's willing to fight, knowing that the purse won't be the same. Now, I told you guys earlier, Crawford, he's willing to fight Shawn if he doesn't get the Pacquiao fight. So recently, Terrence Crawford, he just said that he's actually still negotiating with Manny Pacquiao. And he's saying this after Top Rank, or Bob Arum, had actually said that negotiations fell through with Manny Pacquiao. We're probably going to have to wait a little bit longer to get that fight because Manny is asking for too much money, and his investors, Bob Arum's investors, they're not willing to pay what Manny Pacquiao is asking for, especially during a whole pandemic. So Terrence Crawford has some serious options now. I mean, you had Keith Thurman, regardless if you believe it or not what he said, but Keith Thurman, he said that all Terrence Crawford has to do is send him a contract, right? And now you got Shawn Porter, who's always wanted the Terrence Crawford fight. And I've always told you guys that if Crawford can't get Errol Spence, if he can't get Manny Pacquiao, that fight against Shawn Porter would make all the sense in the world. Because if he could beat Shawn Porter, do you know how much that would promote the super fight between him and Errol Spence? It would be huge, especially when you get to do a comparison of how Crawford would do against one of the best welterweights in the world, Shawn Porter, compared to how Errol did in the ring with him and everyone else who's been in the ring with Shawn Porter. So it makes all the sense in the world. So if Yordenis doesn't take the Terrence Crawford fight, then he's doing the boxing world a favor. Not saying no one wants to see that fight, but if he doesn't take the fight, there are bigger fights out there for Terrence Crawford available, which is Manny Pacquiao and Shawn Porter. Let's see what happens. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.